of the North Coast. This is Redwood News at 6.
Good evening and welcome to Redwood News. I'm John Kennedy O'Connor. Today marks the start of Tsunami Preparedness Week across California. Emergency services officials say this week is a wake-up call for those of us here along the North Coast to be ready in the event of a tsunami. Our Christina Bautista talks with the experts about how to keep your family safe.
A massive rupture of the subduction zone off the coast of Japan 11 years ago made its way to the North Coast. Humboldt County was under the highest assigned threat level, a tsunami warning where low-lying areas were potentially at risk for destructive flooding.
It's a week to really think about tsunami preparedness and what sort of things you need to be ready for if we had a tsunami warning issued today, and how you would respond, how you would help your family, how you would, do you have kids at school? What are you going to do? Think about all those preparations and things that you need to be ready for. And that's what this week is about.
While it has been reported from the last tsunami test done that half of the local tsunami sirens don't work, officials say there are many other systems that send out alerts.
Right now, Humboldt County and Del Norte and Mendocino as well have reverse calling systems that you can sign up for, where they will alert you if there's a hazard coming your way.
Officials mentioned if we have a local earthquake that causes a tsunami, the wave could be here in as little as 10 minutes, leaving us with not much time to respond.
And this eventually happens because it's going to someday. We just need to be ready for it, and we're all ready for it.
Reporting in Humboldt County, Christina Bautista, Redwood News.
An update now from Humboldt County health leaders about a bacterial infection outbreak that's been plaguing the area. Officials today indicated they are continuing to see a number of newly suspected Shigella cases in Eureka. To date, it's believed there have been more than 24 cases. The confirming of additional cases was hampered last week due to a shortage of Shigella testing kits at our area labs, but officials say that issue has now been resolved. While health experts initially thought the outbreak was tied to a pair of local laundromats where infected individuals wash clothes, they say it's now spread throughout the Eureka 101 corridor. Health experts say washing your hands and practicing good hygiene is the best way to protect yourself from Shigella. The Humboldt County Public Defender now says he wants to be a Superior Court judge. Ben McLaughlin announcing his candidacy today for the bench on the plaza at the foot of F Street during the noon hour today. McLaughlin telling us he believes his 23 years of experience as a public defender, a former prosecutor and a civil litigator is what makes him a qualified candidate for the open judicial seat.
We're going to be losing a judge with roughly 30 years experience, so that's a lot of experience to make up. I've had experience doing jury trials, probably close to 100 if not more jury trials. I've tried serious and violent felonies. I know how to run a trial. I can run a courtroom. The voters have a clear choice on June 7th, and it's a pretty clear choice if you ask me, just based on the experience I bring to the bench as a judge.
It's been a historic day on Capitol Hill as senators consider putting the first African-American woman on the U.S. Supreme Court. California's junior senator, Alex Padilla, is among those pushing to make it happen. He says federal judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is clearly qualified and has the experience and knowledge needed to fill the seat vacated by retiring Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer. In opening remarks to kick off her confirmation hearings, Padilla acknowledged the moment.
The men who wrote our founding documents could never have imagined that you would one day be here. A former public defender, a proud graduate of a public high school, a working mom, and yes, the first black woman nominated to serve on the nation's highest court. Colleagues, our founding fathers also could never have imagined that the senators sitting before Judge Jackson would include the first women to represent California, Hawaii, and Tennessee, the first Jewish man to represent Georgia, the first Hispanic man to represent Texas, the first black man to represent New Jersey. Nor could they have imagined that the list would include me.
But not everyone on the Senate Judiciary Committee is embracing Judge Jackson like Padilla is. As our Chris Wynn explains, some Republicans are signaling they will probe Jackson's time as a federal public defender and question whether she's soft on crime.
Ketanji Brown Jackson in the hot seat for the first day of confirmation hearings before the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give before the committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If confirmed, she'll become the first black woman to serve on our nation's highest court.
You are living witness to the fact that in America, all is possible.
Monday, offering a chance for President Joe Biden's Supreme Court pick to introduce herself to the panel.
If I am confirmed, I commit to you that I will work productively to support and defend the Constitution.
And an opportunity for all 22 members of the committee to deliver opening statements.
I'm hoping that we can have a hearing that's respectful, that's informative, that's challenging.
The real test will come Tuesday when questioning begins. Jackson is no stranger to the process, though. As a federal judge, this is her 4th time sitting before the committee. Democrats praising her extensive experience on the bench.
If you were confirmed, you would be the first ever federal public defender to sit on the court.
While Republicans look to grill Jackson about her judicial record.
I want to know about your judicial philosophy, because people on the left, the far extreme part of the left, believe that you were the best bet.
Chris Wynn, Redwood News.
Coming up next, local gas prices are still on the rise despite a drop in the national average. We'll be right back.
Degrees out there in Hoopa and 79 in Orleans. So it's definitely looking good out there, John. Maybe some time for some outdoor lunch.
Wouldn't that be lovely? Yes, it is looking good. Now, Aurora, are you a boxing fan?
Yeah.
Well, even I've heard of this guy, because before we go tonight, former boxer Mike Tyson has launched cannabis edible that has a tongue-in-cheek reference to another body part. His gummy products, Mike Bites, come in the shape of an ear. That's a joking reference to Tyson's infamous 1997 heavyweight championship match against Evander Holyfield. At one point in that fight, Tyson bit off a small chunk of Holyfield's ear. Tyson was disqualified immediately afterward, and that moment became one of the more bizarre moments in boxing history. In reference to his new edibles, Tyson tweeted, "These ears actually taste good." Do you know what? I don't think I'm tempted to try it.
No, and honestly, I think my first memory of Mike Tyson was the ear.
Yeah, I think that's all he's remembered for these days. Well, keep your ears open because we'll be back at 11. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Good night.